Welcome back to the actual final chapter of Balan Wonderworld.
Ironically, it's not the final part of our commentary, but, I mean, you know, these kinds of games always have some big show-spangled climax. So, in the meanwhile, we got ourselves a trash man.
This
The
is
guy who works very hard.
yes. This is our invisible custodian, Bruce Stone.
Oh,
Who, as the name Lance tauntingly gave him goes, his biggest issue is just a lack of acknowledgement and validity.
yeah, he's just doing his part, helping out the streets, and no one's really paying him any mind or respect for all the hard work he's putting into it.
Yeah.
Thus, his realm is one constantly cluttered with trash and the compaction of it, and the man seen by no one. And I think I was telling James already. This kind of like outside area kind of gives me like it kind of gives me cave story vibes.
It really does feel like it, in a way. Like, we're literally just
Islands.
outside the floating island.
Right. So we'll be activating these switches, and as far as perhaps why Jordy was feeling upset about this level, and/or what will lead to this level being slightly long, is that the level actually is comprised of numerous auto-scrolling sections on these platforms as they move throughout the structure.
We'll say as an aside, aside from chest travels, this chapter also has another one of my favorite tracks in the game.
Super haunting, and also I'm Kirby.
Yeah,
The
literally.
vacuum blaster.
This more or less sums up what I've said earlier. Like we said earlier, like Balan Wonderworld very much feels like a half-baked 3D Kirby game, and this more or less
There you
is
go.
kind of what sells the whole thing.
You know what? I imagine
Hey.
that. I know you say that, but I imagine that's also why they're not in a big hurry to make a 3D Kirby game, because they see Balan and they're like, oh, you know, maybe 3D Kirby probably wouldn't work that well after all.
I
There's that
don't
one
think
fan
they'd be that petty about it. Like, let's be real.
I hope not.
We've already brought up before, and again, the biggest problem with Balan Wonderworld was how it very much leaned too heavily on trying to play as basic as possible.
There is still that fan project that I'm looking forward to. That one fan Kirby 3D project. If that can get further. Oh, geez, they're bombs.
Oh, that's right. I did hear. Yeah, you told me about that a little while ago. The concepts of it look interesting.
Yeah, this is my first time hearing about this. What's this again?
Someone is working on an engine to try and basically do a 3D Kirby game, and like so far he's got. Oh, by the way, here's the Invisible Man.
He's the Invisible Man.
I should have put a warning. I didn't want to hear that song just because that song. I love Queen. I love Queen so much, but that song always just gets stuck in my head in the worst ways. So once again, whenever it feels like it power that will turn on and off. And I would almost argue that my biggest issue with the Invisible Man power up is the same reason why invisibility doesn't work for me in Smash Brothers. It works too well.
I mean, at least unlike Smash
Tim's.
Brothers, your character is literally like your character is literally right in the middle of the game screen at all times. So it's not like you're gonna really lose yourself.
Fair. That is true, but just like
Plus, you do
look at
have a
that, wow.
shadow.
It's good. Oh, that is also true.
So you're not all that invisible, are you?
Guess not.
I tried.
You're about as invisible as Mario was when he was comforting Bowser.
Aww.
Aww.
But yeah, so
Just again,
But
I
yes.
still love that when you have the invisible cap for that one scene where he's just comforting Bowser. It's just as Peach literally rejected them both.
Yeah, it's like
it's just like I tried.
I just imagine it'd be like Bowser just takes Bowser just takes it about as confidently as he usually does, but Mario's just okie dokie, I'm out, and disappears.
I'm done. And then it's just like the freaking windows. It's
like,
just
I
fades
try,
away.
I really try, so I'm out, I'm gone.
Oh, goodbye. And also, who put this litter in the middle of the bowling lane
How
again?
dare you?
To make it challenging.
Ooh, I hopped it. Ooh.
You all need to clean up after yourselves. I mean, look at those
Yeah.
pinheads.
We call it
All of
pinhead.
them. Yeah.
Whoops.
Then he tapped it too quickly there.
That is
And I
what
was
I'm
like-
calling a pinhead.
I'm like, are we gonna watch that thing? Never mind. Okay. As we continue forward. Yes, they're making this guy's making a 3D Kirby engine. And it looks promising so far. He's got most of the physics down for the Kirby running and jumping and the flying. So we'll see where that goes. There were some cool like concept arts. It was that and the it was between that and the concept art for nice. Picking it up. It was that and the concept art. I'm still trying to follow the Sonic Chronicles revamp project as well.
Come on, get that pin. Get that golden pin.
Yeah.
Yay!
She got it.
Are you interested in playing that at all? If it's released, James and Hype.
I mean, I wouldn't be against giving it a try.
The Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood revamp.
Oh yeah, I'll give it a try. Like, if for no other reason than to support my friends at Adrenaline Dubs,
Nice.
because at least a handful of them are actually the actors for that project.
Oh, nice.
Are you Eggman in that, or a different or is someone else Eggman in that?
I'm going to assume they have their regular Eggman actor on board for that.
Okay.
Makes
Fair
sense.
enough. Alright.
No more bowling for you.
I still have the idea that... Go ahead.
And no more Invisible Man.
Yay. But again, now that we don't have a costume, we have to be wary if any Nagatis show up. We won't be able to defend
Negati.
ourselves. Negati.
Say it right, mister.
Tomato.
I don't care.
I damn well feel like it. I'm old.
You're not that old, dude. You're 27, right?
I just turned one last month.
I just turned 1 last month.
No,
You
but
want to know my
seriously.
secret? Want to know my secret? It's 8-bit yoga.
He's such a... The writing in that game is just so wacky.
Oh gosh. No, but seriously, you're 27, right?
Ooh.
No?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, you're a year younger than I am. Which
and me.
I'll be 28 on Thursday at the time of us recording.
Hype and I are literally 1 year away from literally being old farts.
Yeah.
30 is not an old fart.
It is for me!
31 is an old fart. Sorry, Glee.
I thought she was 32.
Even old. Moving on.
What?
No, she's not old. Let me turn back into Kirby.
All right,
So,
time to suck up those negative opinions.
Hooray! Oh crap! They got a gun.
Uh-oh.
Who gave him a gun? That's it. I'm looking at you,
It's like-
Pelican.
I didn't know we could bring guns to this. I did not authorize this.
And then you see Lance in
very
the background going like,
Who could have authorized such a thing? And just Lance, just on the receipt, it's just it's signed not Lance. And he's like, and then meanwhile Balan is just so nice, like, if it wasn't Lance, then who? Like he just is completely falling for it.
oh
Lance, do you-
no.
It's like, Lance, I need your help. Do you know who this not Lance is? Can't say I've heard of him.
Then how could he have gotten through? I don't know. Like,
And
I
why
actually
does
now
this,
see the idea.
and
Of, like,
why does his handwriting look eerily similar to yours?
it's a comment.
Oh,
It's a-
jeez.
I don't know. I
It's
don't
an
know why I'm
Albany
now.
expression.
I was thinking, just, it's like, oh, it's not, that doesn't make sense, Lance. I'm from Utica, and I've never heard anybody use the term steamed hams.
Good Lord, Lance. Good Lord, Lance, what's happening in there? Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis? Yes.
At
May
this
I see
time
it?
of year, and this time of day, and located entirely within our theater.
Yes. Yes. May I see it?
No. It's just... That
Yes,
worked
ladies
better
and
in my
gentlemen,
head.
we have officially lost it.
Come on, jump for it!
I mean, honestly, you say that. I feel like this is probably the most I've used my Balan voice throughout the entire playthrough, and it sounds like Jordan doesn't mind.
Well, and honestly, the idea worked
You
even like
guys!
the idea worked better in
Yes.
practice than I thought it would in my head. Like the two actually, I think the two would work out. But the two work pretty well for each other with dialogue. The game just needs to like let them.
Whoa.
Yes,
Thank you.
they do.
And again,
it's so
I'll-
sad.
I'll keep saying it till the cows come home. They really should not have made Lance a straight-up villain.
Right. There, especially given his backstory, there's more to. This is a lot of Nagati
Yeah.
No shit.
Oh, boy.
or negative.
Hey, You know what? I think I gotta be honest about something. So, in the book, yes, Lance is still technically the villain, but he's a lot more compassionate towards the inhabitants than people think he is.
Care to give any
Interesting.
particular examples?
Like,
Yeah.
he cares about, the inhabitants, and he knows that, giving back their memories will cause them great pain, and that's why he's protecting them from it.
Well, that's why I figured, like, that seems to be, like... Because, again, as we'll soon learn... Actually, we never learned this, but as we learn in the book, the reason why Lance became evil was mainly because he became so... attached to their sorrows and to their pains that he basically pitied them to such a degree where it's basically like, you know, the whole thing of like, I don't want them to leave and have to face that again. It became escapism.
I'll still say, like, for something like Balan Wonderworld, I feel like that's not the best, you know, take for a character to use. This is a game that's supposed to be about, you know, being one with your inner pains and struggles, and also, you know, finding a way to properly conquer them.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, I think there is such a thing as, you know, working to help, you know, enforce why these things should be conquered.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I still think that deep down they should have just let Lance be a part of as much of the program as Balan is, because that's pretty much that's still the key frame behind this game's motto: balance.
Exactly. Yeah. And
yeah, for now we have to go deal with these guys.
Yeah. I could not finish this level entirely. I had to stop right in the middle of it and then complete it from the check mark I once landed, and I did not get that golden thumbs up. I only got a blue one because I didn't complete the level.
Actually, if I could take a moment, something that it just occurred to me to talk about. I'm not going to say James is in the wrong to say that should have been the case, you know, of like, oh, how Balan and Lance should have just been, you know, like co-actors for this whole thing. I feel like the only thing that's stopping me from fully agreeing with the idea is that you might run the risk of some people not being able to read fully into the subtext and just being all like, oh, Balan's just letting this guy do all these horrible things to these people.
Well, that's
part of the program. At least that's what I like to assume it is. And in some ways, it can also forgive some of the game's other shortcomings, like the fact that, let's be real, those Balan bouts, like those duels with him and Lita 2 were pretty pathetic.
Well, it's in the sense of like he has his big fight, but then nothing amounts.
Like it hardly even feels like there really is any sense of real like conflict between the two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would defend James in that regard, hyping that. I feel like it would work if we also allowed the game more freedom to just tell the story and not try to be as abstract about it. Since the game does tend to be a little bit abstract most of the time. Do we dare?
Well, the problem is that, like, it's trying to rely a lot on the mentality of show don't tell, which I think for the most part people tend to be all on board for, but in the case of Balan, I think they put a little too much confidence in people being able to, like, get the concepts purely through visual storytelling.
If I can be perfectly honest, I think, like, those moments whenever you see Balan invite the kids into the train, that could have been a perfect excuse for him to tell a little bit about the story, even if it is still, you know, kept somewhat vague.
Right.
Like bite-sized exposition, like, it's time I tell you the next chapter of our tale, and maybe the whole idea...
In a way, maybe have Balan do his own version of Perry's dream sequences from Super Princess Peach.
I could see... You know what? I actually could see that, and I could see that as being, like, how he tells the origin story of Lance, and so it's one of those, like, it becomes one of those trick things where you think it's about Balan's life, but then you realize, no, this whole time you've been learning about Lance, who used to be a good guy.
Or heck, maybe just have them, or heck, maybe even have it involve them both.
Honestly,
the origin story would involve them both eventually.
I was about to say, like, for some reason, I get why you make the comparison, but the way Logan reiterated, I get less Perry from Super Princess Peach and more the backstory of Lumiere from Super Paper Mario with that.
That too?
I'm not even saying, like, in terms of, like, how that... I'm not even saying, like, within the context. I'm just saying how it was presented.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I agree with you both. I agree.
Like,
with you
it was
both,
literally
that,
something, like, it was something you got to see after you finished a world. Like, in Peach and him were literally, like, beside a campfire, just getting ready to call it a night.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. He's saying, like, yeah, so I see what you're saying there. He's saying that, like, whereas in Lumiere, it was just over a black screen, with this, it would have the context of being told, like, as, like, a train ride story on your way to the next
Well,
time.
I mean, like, I'm not saying, like, copy the visual motif of what happened with Lumiere. I just mean, like, just essentially the story they're telling.
Well, that's fair.
True.
My thing is hype. I'm not even saying that it's regarding the story. I'm just saying how it was presented. That's it.
Yes. Then yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is we're on the exact same page.
No, yeah, of course. We're all there. I would love more exposition about the story at large, and I think it would have been a neat sort of incentive for the player to want to keep playing through this, you know, because now you have a overall hook that's like, oh wow, I want to complete enough stories to learn more about this chapter book that's being told to me.
And the best part is that like it wouldn't even discredit like how the game was already presented previously, like how we are helping all these other inhabitants with all their troubles. Like it still play out as normal, but then once you reach the train sequences, that's when you start getting that little inkling of world building.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. So there's something there. All right, just gotta defeat the last mini boss. Last mid boss.
That's the big thing regarding Balan Wonderworld and why it ended up failing as bad as it did. It's just that they had more or less all the things at play. It's just how it just didn't reach its full potential.
No, so hopefully there's a very slow elevator. Where
yeah, I was gonna say hopefully, we will get a follow-up someday, or in some cases, I wish they would either publish an art book of concept work that they've been working on since development happened, or make a series of shorts like we kind of talked about off screen.
Honestly, I just think if there's going to be anything more coming from Balan Wonderworld, it's primarily going to be from the fans.
And honestly, I feel like...
what? Power to them. I want fan games that, can surpass...
Yeah, I was about to say, honestly, give it a few years, because I would not put it past the Balan fandom. Even in spite of all the flack that people insist the game needs to have, the fan base is still going strong in spite of it. So I would not put it past them to, get a couple of years of, game development under their belts. I can definitely see them trying to redeem the series through fan games and whatnot. In fact, I've already seen, a handful of fan stories there pretty much doing a good enough job, upholding the series, arguably more than the game did. So I don't think it'd be too out of the realm of possibility.
At most, though, I can only see this being the community being about as active, or maybe to a lesser extent than what, the No Straight Roads people are doing with that product.
Oh yeah, with the magazines. So, next boss, and as you're already seeing right now, another boss where I'm sure there was a costume we missed in Chapter 12 somewhere, but we needed to bring the jellyfish from Chapter 2 all the way back here, because one of his attacks needs to be repelled with electricity. What is this thing called, Jordy?
Meet Hooverton.
Hooverton. Aww.
Or Hooverton, I'm not sure.
The world's largest Hoover!
I guess so. He's a combination of the invisible dude and a vacuum cleaner. We need to, first off, what you're already seeing right there is, uh-oh. I think by swapping costumes I lost my bomb. Okay,
yes, you did.
We'll try that again. There we go. First off, I believe this... Okay, this would normally just require a single attack, so we're going to stand behind this.
There was an electric attack, that you would need, and you were right to get the Jelly Jolt costume.
Okay, but yeah, right there, you basically lead him to hit himself. That's the first way of dealing damage. Then we'll just blast that orb.
Or just jump on it.
And yes, I realized between this and the last boss that I apologize, James. At some point I was kind of more or less just dragging you through these boss fights.
It's fine. I'm here just to make this all feel a little less empty.
And again, incredible boss music still. Love this.
Oh yeah.
So this is the attack in particular, where we need to wait for the attack and see how his arm is still connected with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
You need to use the jellyfish attack because it can survive getting hit by that electricity, and that's the second point of dealing damage. So the last one is, again, we just need to use the old Kirby back here to do a return to sender. Just need to find the bomb. No. Oh, I'll take that.
Jeez, that one was cutting it close.
And fortunately, it will not blow up somehow.
Good.
So wait for it.
To be fair, good.
Oh, you're probably about to say it too. I was about to say, to be fair, the bombs never blow up when they're in Kirby's mouth.
Or
that's true.
Then I was also going to bring up Skyward Sword, where Link can just pick up a bomb, like a bomb flower. It'll literally ignite itself. Then he just puts the damn thing away in his bomb bag, and it just unlit itself.
Yeah, that was a bit odd, but I did like
it.
The
Was
idea
odd,
but
it was very convenient.
Oh yeah, be able to just pick up bombs out of the wild as many as you needed. But there we go. Hooverton dispelled, and with that, our last negative boss.
Yep. And from this point on, we're going to switch to Kirby vacuums. That is an actual brand of vacuum, right, Kirby?
I believe so.
Yeah.
think so,
That's
yeah.
it. Yep, that is actually a type of Kirby, which again
And
made me
behold,
wonder
ladies and
which came
gentlemen,
first.
we see him.
Yay!
You know, he's kind of ugly.
Hey!
Oh, come on. He looks fine for his age.
Yeah, he's fine. No more discouragement, please. And I don't
There's
just
a-
mean
I
from
will-
you. I mean in general.
Awesome.
I'm kind of getting a little.
Well, I was just making a joke. Sheesh.
I will say, do we ever learn how these people found the Balan Theater, or they all just
Oh, yes, they-
swept into it?
They do explain how they found the Balan Theater in the novel. Like, there's a whole section in the book dedicated to that after their bosses are defeated. Because I'm so sorry. I was just gonna say, unfortunately, in the novel, after the bosses are defeated, they're still kind of wound up in their own negativity.
Oh, so it's not until like the final chapter that you like save everyone?
No, they're saved, but they're kind of in doubt.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Aw.
I mean, and honestly, even without that out of context, I just figured that these guys found the Balan Theater the same way we did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still my little
Nice,
stutter.
Gonna keep at it.
Hey, we should
Maybe-
help out.
Maybe we were such jerks to leave all this trash on the floor. Why don't we make up for our mistake?
that nose
We'll
wiggle.
clean this town up, set and straight.
That's typical post Sega player.
Hey, Balan shall help too.
Yep. Aw, everyone's grateful for his hard work now.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Here's hoping it stays that way.
There we go. So with that, we're going to now be going into the final chapter, the final train ride
Yep.
in the moonlight.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to give it a little extra pizzazz. I mean, we literally are at the climax.
It wouldn't hurt, yes. Well, they do give pizzazz to the music.
Which is nice.
This is it. We can finally see where all of our hard work has been leading up to.
Jeez, look at that thing in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our tower, and that's our clock of happiness. And,
That's our tin playground.
but Emma has seen something that is troubling her.
A little
That's a
bit of
new map.
negativity is rubbed off on the aisle and is leading us to the final curtain call.
A challenge.
Lance's
Show
chamber.
off. Balan's just piling the train like, show off.
Show off.
You're one to talk.
Mine's just a
I am
dressing
one
room
to-
with
it's
my
like-
name on the door.
It's like, I am one to talk, and coming from me, that should say something a lot about you.
Da-da-da.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you stuck around with love or hate for this product, we hope you'll stick around for the finale of Balan Wonderworld.
Yes,
It's
please.
time.
Please?